Hi, here's Aditya Nowotny on the way from Tampa to Orlando. Network Marketing Mastery.pro. Today's question: what are some important stages in network marketing? The first important stage is that you get on the stage. With this, I mean in the beginning, small stages like meetings, product meetings, opportunity meetings. Later on, bigger stages like big lectures in road tours, for example. Eventually, you should really go for being on the stage in your company's convention. Ideally, when there's thousands of people, because that is the mark of a leader. Once you're on that stage, you become a recognized leader. It does something for your self-confidence, but mainly you use that being on stage as a motivation for your team, because being on stage, you also signalize to your team, we are a winning team, we are on stage. Now, the second stage is you bring members of your team on stage. Not only in the small meetings or in the bigger road tour lectures, but eventually in the conventions, in the company conventions. Because in that way, not only you are someone who speaks from stage as a leader, but the whole team has leaders that speak from stage that are important enough. And that gives your team even more power, even more influence. Next stage is that your people being on stage, they need a story. Now, you in the first stage are a storyteller. Now you have to become a story maker. Let people find their story, their why, where they come from, what motivates them. Because these are usually motivation stories, or where you come from stories, or stories about your why, the strongest, most compelling, most inspiring stories. So next level is, many people will come to you and to your team because you have established yourselves as leaders. They want your attention, but they will often ask you routine questions, standard questions. And here the point is, you should not waste your time with that. There's 2 points in it. First point is, some people really just want to steal your time, and you have to find a way, a technique to help them without losing time. Usually the people who demand your time are the people who don't necessarily deserve it. The people who would deserve your time, they're very often respectful for your time and don't ask you for your time. So be careful. Sometimes those who don't ask you would be rather deserving of your time, whereas those who bother you constantly will constantly in your face those you should be less available to. Also, you should be aware that you have to deserve their time, your team's time, because they are human beings like you. Time is a limited resource, and you should not waste their time. You should be respectful, and this means also humility on your part and gratitude that you're working together with them, that they give some of the time of their life to you and to the joint venture that you're in. Now, in order, and here's the technique, not to lose too much time with standard questions or customer service questions or basic product questions, you should have reusable resources. You should have a website, a URL, and when people ask you, you say, it's a great question or important question, please go to this URL, you find a video there. So you record videos, you record audios. You may also have recorded webinars that train in these questions, that train in these standard product or business issues, for example, compensation plan, or also customer service. Because in that way, you are not wasting your time. You still give a compliment, great question, thank you for asking that, this is important, and then you duplicate it by something that is recorded, and you don't have to answer it 100th time or 1000th time. Now there's one more layer in this, and that is that when you give this answer to a team member who asks you, and you are not yourself wasting your time telling something for the 1000th time, you're also giving the example to your team member, because your team member will be sooner or later in the same situation like you. He or she will be asked by many people, how do you do this, what about that? And then they will fall into the same trap, using their time instead of leading to a resource that is already recorded and that won't take their time. So in this way, if you record reusable resources like videos, like audios, like webinars, not only you save yourself a lot of time, you also save your team a lot of time. And everybody should learn not to waste or invest their own time for the 100th and 1000th time, but to always point to the resource. Now there's one point of caution in this whole thing, and this is psychology. The first point in recording resources is you have to master the technology to a certain... I mean, it's not so big to record a video, to record an audio, to record a webinar, but remember, when you learned to ride a bicycle, it was big. When you learned to drive a car, it was big. Now you do it automatically. It is the same with recording videos, recording audios, recording webinars. So this is the first thing people have to overcome. Second thing, people like to feel important. And that's a little bit more subtle. People like to be available for other people because it gives them a sense of self-importance. People need me. And so they are all ready to answer the same question for the 50th time, 100th time, 1000th time, not aware that they waste a lot of money about it. It's time actually, but time is money, because you could do something much more productive with that time. So, point being, when you repeat the same answer the so and so manyth time over, recognition should dawn in you, and you should say, okay, that's it, I'll record it. And I'll record it not only for me as a reusable resource, but also for my team, because I don't want anyone to waste time on standard questions. So my action call for you, call to action, is to record yourself such reusable resources, to learn your story, make a plan when you want to be on which stage, small stage, big stage, convention stage, and then also see the leaders in your team that are developing, and make a plan for them when they will be on stage. Help them find their story, their why, their motivation story, their where they come from story. And don't waste your time with people who are time stealers, energy stealers, happiness stealers. Use your time on the people who deserve it, but also be aware that you have to deserve the time of your people. Network Marketing Mastery.pro. This is Aditya Nowotny. Please have a look around on the website. There is some more resources that can be very helpful for you. Some trainings, some webinars. We see each other next time. All the best.